In the Ravens and Patriots game, lots of factors played into why the Patriots won. I think personally it came down to luck and time. And it was down to the last few seconds of the game. The Ravens had a chance to come back on top, but they didn't. But anyways, let's look into some stuff. Tom Brady and Joe Flacco. Honestly, I thought Joe Flacco was going to be the one to fall a little bit under the pressure of everything, but he outplayed Tom Brady. Brady had a couple interceptions, and he was not on top of his game at all. He admitted he wasn't on top of his game. I don't know what else there is to say, but Joe Flacco definitely outplayed Tom Brady this week. In the third quarter, Rob Gronkowski, had an ankle injury. He got tackled, and what happened was his ankle went that way, and it was awful to watch. It was not a pretty sight. He left the field. He did come back on and play in the fourth quarter, so I don't think it's going to be that bad, but who knows. Let's see how he plays in the Super Bowl game with this ankle injury. He's probable, which means he's definitely going to play unless something happens in practice. But that's what's happening with him. Turnovers for this game: New England had 3, Baltimore only had 1, and finally Vince Wilfork, 6 tackles, 1 sack. Everybody's talking about how he just disrupted the whole entire Ravens game. He threw off their running game, he threw off their passing. It was just, he was on top of everything, and big name to know for this game, Vince Wilfork. Moving on to a sore spot for a lot of Ravens fans, we're going to talk about Billy Cundiff and his shanked field goal. I'm sorry, I know a lot of you don't want to hear it, but it happened. Everybody's so mad at him. Everywhere you see is Billy Cundiff this, that. I can't believe it happened. Well, I'm pretty sure he can't believe it happened either. What people aren't really talking about as much, I mean, everybody I'm sure knows it happened, but what people aren't talking about as much is Lee Evans and how with 22 seconds left in the game, Flacco threw him a pass. He was open in the end zone and incomplete. If he would have caught it, the score would have ended up being 27-23 in the Ravens' favor. He didn't. Pressure went on to Billy Cundiff to make the field goal, 32 yards, easy thing, routine, they do it all the time. For some reason, he just didn't have it in this game. And so, the Patriots came out on top, and we'll be moving on to the Super Bowl. Giants-49ers game, Eli Manning versus Alex Smith as quarterbacks. Eli Manning was the quarterback that had the winning team. However, Alex Smith definitely played a better game. He was more on top of his team and more in control of his plays and stuff. Manning got sacked 6 times. I was not a happy camper. But, you know, whatever you gotta do to win, I guess. If that means getting sacked 6 times, then good job. Vernon Davis, 2 touchdown receptions, 2 more to add to his resume. Kyle Williams, 2 fumbles. One of them was he got tackled and the Giants were able to recover the ball. The other one, he's a punt returner, which means when they do their kickoff thing, he's the one who stands all the way at the other side of the field and then catches it and then runs. And so what happened was, instead of catching it, the ball hit off of his knee. And so if this is his leg, it hit off of his knee and went this way. And one of the Giants players recovered it. And so it was the Giants' ball, and that puts them really close to their end zone. So that was a huge turning point of the game because not necessarily turning point, but it was a huge part of the game because that's a big reason on why the Giants were able to score so quickly and get some more points and then end up eventually winning the game. Quick thing I want to mention. Yes, that does say death threats, because apparently Kyle Williams is getting death threats for the fumble? Are you kidding me? People are ridiculous. I mean, yes, football is super important, and it should be a top priority for everyone, I guess, but it's a game. I know, it's a very important game and it means a lot to a lot of people, but it is a game. So can we cool it with the anger? There's always next season. Moving on. The game went into overtime. Remember in the Broncos game, they went into overtime and we learned about the rules about how each team has to have a chance to possess the ball, and if they score a touchdown on their first possession, then they win even if the other team hasn't had the ball yet. But in this case, that didn't happen. Both teams had a chance to possess the ball. After the first possession, you can win with a field goal. So that's exactly what happens. Lawrence Tynes got in there, kicked a field goal, ended up winning the game. Giants are moving on.